Hey everybody, it's Mike over here at Growtopia, and long time no talk. I know I've been really crazy and busy and finding tags on my clothes because I just bought new shirts. But there's been a lot of crazy things going on between plants and new plants coming in, and made a whole bunch of big mistakes that I just want to share with you guys. And I've been busy with work. We've been really crazy at work, and then dealing with an insurance company that was trying to scam me out of money by telling me they're not going to cover me, but then told my mortgage company they're going to cover me, and started billing them. And I'm not even going to get into that shit. But don't worry, I got rid of that stupid scamming of an insurance company, and I'm with somebody reputable now, and one less stressful thing on my mind other than the plants. So what has been going on in the nursery? Well, other than I got the sun in my eyes right now, today I had to move around a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of dead plants because I made a major mistake this year, and not being fully involved in it, being partially involved and focusing with work. I wasn't really paying attention, and I started overwatering all my plants, and unfortunately I lost about probably 30, easily 30 to 90 plants. But that's fine, because even though I lost those plants, I reuse those pods, I reuse the tags, and we move on from here and we learn from our mistake. Last year, I had only watered and seed and did anything only on Sundays. The reason why I chose Sunday was because Sunday was the only day I was off from work. And it was also my day that I wake up, I have a cup of coffee, and I go through all my mail and my crap and my emails and all my other shit. And Sunday is kind of just a very relaxing day because I got to go back to my regular job on Monday, which I wish was this. But, one day, eventually, the gods of, I'll finally plant the money tree and I'll have $100 bills growing off of it, right? So, what has actually been going on? So, I had cleaned up the place. I had condensed a lot of stuff. I'll show you guys that right now. I had condensed everything out of my peppers that I had growing. I only got one golden pepper, one orange pepper, and two Makoni peppers that are still alive. The Scotch bonnet back here somehow magically has been growing since October of last year. Out of the basils, I only have one Italian and one cinnamon that survive. The impatiens look okay. The lavender looks like a new one. And out of the a lot of the herbies, only the peppermints have survived. As we come over to my experimental yellow plum that has been around since like October of last year, it is currently growing up and away. I'm about to be Mike in the tomato stalk. Start writing a children's book. Tomato grows up, and even like the basil over here just took off. That's right next to it. I mean, look how size that basil is to my hand, and I got the average size hand of a child, so that's a decently sized piece of basil. And then my celery over here has just been doing good, and I moved them from over there to there. And then we got the foxgloves, and everybody down below. We got the snapdragons, the foxgloves and stuff. I can only fit 3 orange planters on there at a time, or 2 orange planters in a tray, just like in the first one. As we come around to the other side here, where we had transplanted all of our tomatoes and stuff, some of the tomatoes are doing good. Some of them are kind of questionable right now. Oops, I'm going to turn the fan on. Fan going today for everybody, and then we're going to shut them off. The fan is good because it helps keep them strong, and it got some airflow in here. It's been getting very stagnant in here, and for anybody who's new to the channel, or new to gardening, or new to making mistakes like I do, and I learn and I shoot a video, when you're surrounded by this much soil, the room starts to smell like a bunch of bad egg farts. Or it is a bunch of bad egg farts. I don't even know what it is anymore, because there's like 50 different smells in here. Which comes in great with the air wicks that I use. I use air wicks. If you guys have something cheaper than this, tell me, because these things, I swear, they don't last long. So I shut them off when I don't need them, and then I turn them on when I need them, because the place starts smelling a little farty. So anyway, so we had removed these trays down here and all these, and I've established now where I'm only going to be, for the one of my customers I currently have, all his wife and his, what the hell am I trying to say? Him and his wife's stuff will all be on shelf 14. So currently I just planted another round of tomatoes for them. And then I'm going to have some basil I'm going to be doing next. We got some cucumbers, some We got basil, cucumbers, peppers. What else is on the list that they ordered? Basil, borage, that's part of a bodyguard plant for tomatoes. Marigolds is part of that too. Tomatoes, basil, we got cucumbers, peppers, and we'll have some sunflowers there for them as well. And maybe I'll start growing some impatiens as well for them and stuff once I get done with what has to get done for the month of March. While we are over here, I have a new installment. So I have a new installment that's going into the nursery that's going to be staying year-round in the nursery, which I'll be filming videos of it once I start to learn a little bit more about it, because I don't want to give out false information. But I will tag videos in the description below of where I did learn some cool stuff with the plant. And then we'll see what happens. So the first plant that's new, that's going to be a new installment to staying in the nursery year-round, is our Acrobacra, whatever the heck. Man, I had the name in my head, but it's a Cabra coffee plant. Now he's only staying, it is only going to be staying in there, this pot right now, just for a few more days, and then I'm actually going to be moving it over to a bigger pot. And supposedly they're supposed to go, I think, up to like the size of like 18 inches. So I ended up buying the biggest and coolest pot that I could find online. And it is a 16-inch wine barrel made out of plastic looking pot. It has a tray in the bottom so that the water doesn't go all over your floor. So I'm going to be using that. And I ended up getting 3 of them off of Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description below in case you guys want to see where they get them. I think it was like 59 bucks for 3 of them, so it's not bad. Because then I could use one also, because it gives me 2 extras. So one can go for the banana and something else. I don't know. I also pulled out my overwintering peppers. I did that earlier today. You can see the sticky guys. I literally just pulled them out of the closet. They're going to sit in here for a while. I'm going to give them water once a week. And they just get indirect lighting from all the different grow lights. Another installment that I have here, another new ones that are going to be going outside for a project that I have, a beautification project that I'm working on to do in front of my house to add some color. Not all the plants have arrived, so I've been working with the company currently, which has been another aggravating, stressful situation. I was trying to get my plants that haven't arrived, but they're like, they've been delivered. I'm like, they weren't in the box. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this phone call. Duh. And I've been buying from them for years, so I know sometimes you call these places and the person that answers the phone is either like really stupid, useless, or helpful. I had one helpful person. Now I've been playing like Russian roulette on the phone. Like I'm at the point where I'm just going to call them, hang up, and hopefully she'll answer the phone eventually. Or just get her direct line or her phone number. Be like, I need to call you. You're the one with the brains. Everybody else is boo. So we all have dealt with customer service before. They're great. Especially when they don't know their job. So out of all the hydrangeas that I had ordered endless summer reblooming hydrangeas. When they first arrived here about a week or so ago, there was absolutely no greenery on them. They were all sticky, like, you know, all the hard sticks. So it's kind of funny because everybody's hydrangea right now in Long Island, New York, in March 1st, do not have any greenery on them. But my hydrangeas that are currently sitting in the nursery, where it's like an average of like 65 to 70 in here, well, they think it's summertime. So there is a little bit of an issue when you have a nursery inside your house and you have plants that you're trying to kind of hold off for a couple months before you take them outside. And, well, they're doing this. So who knows? Probably in a couple of weeks, probably another Sunday or 2 from now, I'll have a video of where my hydrangeas, there's flowers in the freaking nursery. I also got some pink mully grass that's back here as well. And I got one triple dapple willow that's right down there as well. So those are the new installments. Those are going to be going outside. Now we look at the graveyard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays of plants that are, and basically a lot of them are from overwatering, which I didn't realize until I went to start lifting up like the brassica tray. Now you can see there's some greenery on these guys here still. I threw them over here on this side because I wanted to clean out the racks and get set up for the next stage, which is, it's March. Okay, so at the end of every month, I like to clean and go. So what happens is whatever's not alive, I move on with. Now, of course, we have this whole tray down here where we only have basically one Taylor bean plant. And it's surrounded by dragon tongues. It's dragged by soybeans. They're still getting watered and stuff, but I'm going to hold on to them for the time being. And then at the end of this month, if there's nothing that germinates from all of these seeds, which would be really wild, out of 15 seeds, only one of them germinated. Then all the pods then go off to the side, and I'm going to just end up repotting is all I'm going to do. Just reseeding, just keeping the tag, and then just re-wet the pods, and then reseed them. Wow. I'm trying to talk quick and fast so you guys aren't bored out too much. Over here we got our okra that's still doing really good. We have our eggplant longs that are doing pretty good. We got a Rosa Bianca eggplant. We got our garden beans that are doing pretty good. As we come over, we got our fairy tale pumpkins. They're still doing pretty good. Casper died for some reason. The other Casper looks like it's not that far behind it. It's kind of weird how things just come and go. And then the Coleus is rainbow. They're doing really good in the back. So things are just strange. They just come and go, come and go, come and go. So I don't really kind of get too... I'm trying not to get too, like, nutty about it. Otherwise, it's just going to drive me nuts. And then I'm just sitting here just stirring in my soup of aggravation. But that's basically it of the update of what's going on in the nursery. And just basically, if you are having some issues for germination problems, or not even just germination, but your plant's actually just dying for no reason, or at least you feel like there's no reason for why they're dying. The reason is because of either overwatering, underwatering, or just kind of like getting a little too nutty. And that's what it started happening. I started losing track of days. I know there was one week last month where I thought it was Tuesday and it actually turned out to be like a Wednesday, and I'm in there I watered everybody in here. And then, you know, I have it in my map on my phone, not my map, my calendar on my phone, of when to, like, hey, wake up, nothing nuts, you gotta go water the nursery. And it went off, and I'm like, the hell, I watered yesterday. Well, it was Thursday, and I said, oh shit, so now the watering was off. Is it that big of a deal? No, it wasn't that big of a deal, but what the big deal was is that when I went in there on how many things were just overwatered. So while we're here, before I end this video, I'll just throw in there towards the end of things to plant at the end of March, or at the beginning of the month, for the month of March. Obviously, it's tomatoes. You're looking at a heat mat temperature 70 to 90 degrees. I like to keep them a little bit less, so the tomatoes that were in the orange planter, we had planted on New Year's Day. What do I think of planting my tomatoes that early on New Year's Day? Out of everything I've planted in here, the tomatoes are the only things that really seem to have survived. The eggplants have come and gone. If you want to start planting anything early, I would say just stick with the tomatoes and that's it. But you want to plant another round in like March or like April, because as soon as those tomatoes are ready and they start looking like fucking peanut over here, or not peanut, plum, peanut would be a good name. Yeah, because I stuck a freaking, as you saw, I put a roller in the ceiling of the nursery and put a string on it and got tomato clips on it just so that it would stop being unruly. And then the next one's going to do the same, so I'm going to have to tie that one up too, and then maybe tie them through. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with these ones over here. But by the time those suckers are ready, they're going to only have a certain amount of grow time before they stop during the summer. So the best thing to really do is kind of start your tomatoes. If you want to have a long growing season in tomatoes, best time is to really start them in March. This is the first Sunday of March that I'm doing them in. I could do this Sunday, I could do next Sunday. But you definitely want to make sure that you focus on getting your tomatoes ready. Let's see. Every couple days you want to take the cover off. Every 2 days take the cover off. Once they hit the lid, once soil temp is warm, plant mid-May. Soil must be below the leaves for proper depth. I was transplanting them in mid-May into the greenhouse, and then I was putting them out into the which is now considered Growtopia, the orchard. It's actually orchard. The whole area is Growtopia. So I was putting them out into the orchard sometime around April-ish. And then at April, you can actually start up another batch. So if you have, like I have, I got 26 spots for tomatoes. I could do 5 at a time, and then every 2 months start up another batch. One of the next things we're also going to be planting today as well for my customer and for myself is borage. Now borage, it's every 2 weeks before tomatoes. So I'm going to have a tray that's strictly just for borage. In each tray, there's 5, it's 15 cells. So I'm going to do but there's 5 rows and 3 across. So I'm going to do is basically for every 2 weeks, I'm going to plant only 3 at a time. 3 at a time. So I'll plant 3 today for myself and then 3 for my customer. Then another 2 weeks towards the end of the month, I'll plant another 3 for my customer and another 3 for myself, and so on and so forth. Marigolds, you're going to do the same. You're going to start them 2 weeks before the tomatoes. We're starting them now. That's fine. They're also considered a bodyguard plant. 1 plant per 3 tomatoes is pretty good. Plant shallow, needs light to germinate, 5 to 7 days to sprout. Basil. Last year I used Thai and Italian basil, so I'm going to be really focusing on, honestly, Thai and Italian basil for basically the bodyguard plants. Whatever other basil I have, I'll just grow as a herb to consume. You could still consume the same ones that are using for your tomatoes, but nevertheless, other things that I'm going to be able to grow for the month of March is your brassicas, the cauliflower, the cabbage, the broccoli, the kale, and the Brussels sprouts, which you do see over there. There are some green ones over there, so whatever looks like it's still good is going to go into a tray onto the shelf. Whatever doesn't look good, I'm going to get rid of. Lettuce as well, calamine, cilantro, Swiss chard, spinach, and bok choy and arugula. Also for March 1st, you could also have pumpkins. You can start another batch of pumpkins as well. March, transplant into mid-May. You have bell peppers, eggplants, and jalapenos. So we're going to start up, obviously, some bell peppers, some other stuff as well. So I don't always have to basically spend all of my Sunday planting all these seeds, but I'm going to get some stuff planted this Sunday. And I could always, every day after work, just come in here and just throw some seeds into a tray. But other than that, guys, this is Mike over here at Growtopia. Like, subscribe, stay tuned, share it with your friends and family. We got a lot of stuff growing on, and every time anything goes good or south, I'll let you guys know any great discoveries. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Have a beautiful Sunday. Later.